What would an ordinary person do if they suddenly gained superpowers? Would they, like Spider-Man, punish wrongdoers, or would they turn to a life of crime? Andrew had originally been a timid high school student. At school, he was bullied by classmates. And at home, he suffered beatings from his alcoholic father. Even the only person who loved him, his mother, was bedridden, leaving Andrew to feel that life had no joy. One day, by chance, he and his friends Steve and Matt discovered a cave. Summoning their courage, the three of them entered. Deep inside, they witnessed a strange sight. A glowing crystal appeared before them. Steve was mesmerized, but then the crystal turned red. The next moment, Steve's nose started bleeding, and he collapsed unconscious. The next day, the three felt revitalized and noticed changes in their bodies. To test their suspicions, Matt threw a baseball at Andrew, and to their shock, Andrew stopped the ball in midair with his mind. Excited by their newfound abilities, the three trained for a period of time and became adept at using their powers. On the day of the school celebration, Andrew decided to reclaim his dignity on stage. He pretended to stumble, then used his powers to pick up a set of playing cards midair. The crowd erupted in amazement. That night, Andrew became the center of attention, even catching the interest of the school's goddess. The two of them headed upstairs to do other things. Steve wanted to record the moment, but just 3 seconds later, the goddess stormed out with disgust. Once again, Andrew became the laughingstock of everyone around him. The extreme humiliation twisted his mind, and at that moment, he turned completely dark. Soon, Andrew flew tens of thousands of feet into the air. At the same time, Matt and Steve both started bleeding from their noses. Perceptive Steve was the first to track Andrew. Sensing that he was out of control, Steve tried to reason with him, but Andrew would not listen. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning streaked through the sky, striking Steve. Everyone assumed Steve's death was an accident, but only Matt knew it had to be linked to Andrew. After the funeral, Matt confronted Andrew, desperate to learn the truth, but Andrew ignored him and flew off into the sky. Meanwhile, his mother's condition worsened. Desperate to raise money for her surgery, Andrew hatched a daring plan. He took his father's work uniform from the closet, put it on to hide his face, and went to a nearby gas station at night. First, Andrew used his powers to fling the cashier across the room. Then, he grabbed all the cash using his abilities. But as he prepared to leave, the now conscious cashier emerged with a hunting rifle. Everything happened so suddenly that Andrew instinctively waved his hand, triggering an explosion that destroyed the entire gas station and left him severely injured. When his father heard the news, he rushed to the hospital. By then, Andrew had already been taken into police custody. Since Andrew hadn't returned home the night before, his father had gone searching, and during that time, his mother, left unattended, died at home. Now, Andrew was lying in the hospital, and his father had no way to pay for her treatment. His father blamed Andrew for everything and yelled at him in the hospital. That final outburst destroyed the last shred of humanity in Andrew.